Hey, it's Randy at Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to share with you the actual pricing for $25,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 78-year-old female. Now, first thing I suggest is go to our website. We've got these free quoters on just about every page. Take advantage of that. All you need to do is just select the state that you live in. We are licensed in all 50 states, by the way. Select the coverage amount, put your birthday in there, the rest of the info, click Get Quotes Now. It will take you to a page that's going to show you the lowest price insurance companies that have the best deals out there based off your age and health and gender and all that other stuff. You can also call us at 888-862-9456, and one of our agents, one of our licensed agents, can help you with any of that and get you exact pricing and what you qualify for. Now, the first thing a 78-year-old female looking for $25,000 worth of insurance should really ask herself is, is that going to be enough for my final expense needs? Well, final expense is typically going to be either a cremation or a burial. So let's start off with the cremation. The average cost of a cremation right now in the United States is between $1,000 to $2,000. That's if you come home in a cardboard box or an urn. If you're going to have some sort of a ceremony and the cremation on top of that, so maybe a celebration of life or remembrance ceremony, something like that, then that's probably going to be $3,500 to $4,500, depending what part of the country you live in. But coverage-wise, we would typically recommend for that cremation where you come home in a cardboard box or an urn, maybe $5,000 to $7,000. And you might be going, well, Randy, you said the cremation's $2,000, but the insurance is $5,000. What's the deal there? Well, the deal is you're 78 years old. You probably want to make it to 88 years old, right? So we know that inflation increases the prices of things over time, including cremations. So what we want to do is we just want to build in a little extra coverage there, and we can get it now at your youngest age when it's most affordable. And that will just inflation-proof your plan well into the future. And then if you did die sooner than anybody thought, there's going to be some extra insurance money there, maybe to take care of some other bills like medical bills or credit card bills or something like that. So it's really terrific. It protects both against inflation, but it protects that you don't live long enough to kind of take care of paying off some of your other bills. Now, if you're going to have that cremation in the ceremony, we'd typically recommend probably around $7,000 to $10,000. And again, you're inflation proofing the plan, but you're also providing some extra coverage on the upfront, just in case you don't live as long as you thought and there's bills that need to be paid. Now, for the burial, the average cost of a burial right now in the United States is right around $10,000. So if you pretty much any funeral home you walk into in the United States, if you got a $10,000 check, they should be able to help you. It's hard to imagine they would say, no, get out of here. You'd have to walk out the door and quite simply just walk to one of their competitors a couple blocks down the road and go there. But just understand, at $10,000, that's going to be it's going to be a very simple, a very meager kind of funeral, and it's not inflation proofed, right? Because that's kind of what the cost is right now. So most 78 females we help would be looking at somewhere between $10,000 to $15,000, sometimes looking at $20,000, depending on just kind of longevity in their family, or maybe they just want a much more elaborate funeral, something like that. But typically $10,000 to $15,000 what we help people with. If money's a bit of a concern, meaning most of the people we work with are on a fixed or limited income, you can always start at $10,000. That takes care of your most immediate needs, and we can always work with you in the coming years to add more coverage. But some people would just want to get the $15,000, kind of take care of things right here and right now. Now, we do get some people once in a while that go, I want to get $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 because I want to leave money behind for the kids. And then when they see the pricing on it, because it's not inexpensive at age 78 to get $50,000 worth of whole life insurance, they see that and they go, wow, no, that's too expensive. I'm not going to do anything at all now. And we try to kind of talk them off the ledge a little bit and say, you know what? The reason it's so expensive is not because of the insurance company. It's because of you. You waited until age 78. You could have gotten this sooner, got lower pricing. You didn't. So look in the mirror if you want to see who's at fault there. But we also let them know that if you don't get any insurance, then your kids and family members are going to have to pay for this in your absence. And they're the ones that are going to bear the burden. And they're probably going to have to put it on their credit cards at 26% interest and be paying on this years and years and years. So don't be so stubborn that you say, hey, if I can't get it all because I waited until age 78, I'm not going to do anything. What we really recommend, use this insurance to take care of your final expense needs first, And then if you want a separate policy for the children, we can always help you out with that as well. That works terrifically in so many cases. Now, one thing we always recommend getting is first day coverage or benefits. We do not recommend those 2-year waiting period plans at all. No, we don't. We'll talk about that in a moment, though. But what first day coverage means is hypothetically, if you were approved for a plan and it was issued today and you died tomorrow, the insurance company would have to write that check for $25,000. That's what you want. You want that guarantee. So, a lot of people, though, would say, hey, Randy, I do want that first day coverage. That's terrific. But I'm not in the best of health and I'm not sure I'll qualify. And we tell them, you know what, that's our problem, not your problem, at least insurance-wise. And the reason we say that is we work with enough different insurance companies that they all have different health questions. They all have different underwriting. And really 90 to 95% of the time, we are able to get people first day coverage or benefits. So we're just terrific at what we do. Really, the only reason we wouldn't be able to get first day coverage would be if you had just waited too long and you had some really significant health issues, like, maybe you had a terminal illness and you're going to pass away in the next 12 months, or you had dementia, or you're on dialysis, or in a hospital, or in a nursing home. If you had something like that, we would probably refer you to a different insurance company. The other thing that seems to happen every week is we'll get a phone call from somebody and they'll say, hey, we had a family member pass away this last week. They didn't have insurance. We don't have any money. And their body's down at the funeral home, and the funeral home director's not going to do anything until he gets a check in his hand. So we need to get this insurance right now so we can get some money to pay for the funeral. We have to let them know that there's no insurance company in the United States that's going to offer a policy on a dead person. You actually have to get this insurance while you're alive. You can't wait until you're dead. It doesn't work out that way. And it's really sad that the family member passed away, of course, but it's also really sad that they didn't care enough about their loved ones to get this insurance in the first place. They knew they were going to die. They probably thought about getting this insurance in the past, and they just put it off. They kept putting it off until one day they just went and died. And now their family's got to come up with the money to do this, and they don't have the money, which means it typically goes on credit cards, 26% interest rate, and they're going to be paying that off for years. And what a terrible legacy to leave behind, that you didn't take care of this for them. You didn't consider them. You didn't think of anybody else other than yourself. And now somebody else has got to pay something that's not their responsibility. So yeah, don't leave that legacy. Get this insurance. It's affordable. If you need to, we can start small. We can always add more coverage later. But yeah, don't be that person that dumps these bills onto your family. Now, one thing we never recommend is those plans with 2-year waiting periods. And what that means is that the insurance companies won't pay for any health or medical related cause of death in the first 2 years. And boy, I tell you what, as we get older, that's the kind of death we need covered. Now, Colonial Penn's one of the companies out there that has those 2-year waiting period plans. Their $9.95 plan, in case you didn't know, 2-year waiting period plan. Ouch. Yeah, you didn't know that, did you? Ouch. Yeah, they're not the only ones, though. There's other companies out there. There's Mutual of Omaha, their United of Omaha line, AIG, Gerber, gosh, just a whole bunch of other different insurance companies out there. And, some of these insurance companies have done an amazing job at convincing the American public that if they're over age 50, the only thing they're going to qualify for is a plan with a 2-year waiting period. To which we say, don't fall for such nonsense. We help people with first day coverage all day long. Now, our 78-year-old female probably just got done watching a Colonial Penn $9.95 commercial thinking, boy, that commercial is pretty slickly produced. And I bet after watching that slickly produced commercial, I'm going to probably get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, maybe even $50,000 for $9.95. I outsmarted Colonial Penn because I waited until age 78. And then she talks with the Colonial Penn agent or goes online and checks out their website like we're doing for you right here, right now, and sees that a 78-year-old female, 1 unit of coverage, $9.95, is only going to pay out $657 for $9.95. Now, that's not even enough for a cremation these days in any part of the United States we know. And it doesn't really matter because even if it did, it's got a 2-year waiting period. And 2 years from now, everything's going to be more expensive. So, Yeah, why even get into a plan that's not going to do anything you really wanted to cover for that's so expensive? $995 is not expensive, but $657 only getting that much is expensive, right? It's not going to do the job. And there's some people out there that say that, there's some companies that offer these teaser rates, and they advertise commercials and stuff, and they when they actually get you on the phone, they don't want to sell you the teaser rate plan because it's nothing. It's $995, and they'll show you that it's a minuscule amount of coverage, $657, and say, why don't you get more? They'll upsell you, right, into something that's more profitable for them, not more appropriate to you. Now, we would never say Colonial Penn would do anything like that, but some people say that. And you just may want to kind of do your own self-assessment and say, is this rate kind of like a teaser rate to, why would $657 do me any good? So kind of make that judgment on your own. But yeah, we want to get $25,000. The challenge is Colonial Penn, they only offer up to 15 units, and it's not going to get to $25,000. I can guarantee you that. Yeah, so if we look 15 units here, it's only going to buy $9,855, and that's going to be $150 a month. So not even close to your $25,000 if that's what you really want. So let's take a look at what $25,000 worth of first day coverage would be. So here we go, $25,000, female, age 78. And here we go, get quote. Again, Colonial Penn is $150 for $9,800 roughly. So we could get, and let me show you up here, this is $25,000. We can get $25,000 for right around $213. So that's, considering age 78, $25,000, not too bad. Might be a little bit more than you want for your budget, but it kind of is what it is because you're the one that waited until age 78. Generally see with Colonial Penn is that they are typically right around 200% more expensive than first day coverage. So just kind of keep that in mind that, you never want to settle for a 2-year waiting period if you can qualify for first day coverage. And we can just reach out to us and we can help you qualify. But let's look at some other companies here because we're around 213 right there. And you'll be able to see all these different companies as you go on. Let's see. So, here's one. So like Lincoln Heritage. So they're a fine company, I guess, but look at that pricing. Holy guacamole, right? And it is first day coverage, but it is so expensive, right? And the reason is Lincoln Heritage has got a deal where when you pass away, they will supposedly check 2-3 different funeral homes to get like the lowest pricing and maybe do a couple other things as well. But they don't do that for free. They charge for that, an extra premium, and it's expensive. That's $314 for the same amount of coverage as $213. So it's like $100 more a month, roughly. So let's do the math on that. 12 months. In 12 months at $100 a month, you'll have overpaid right around $1,200. And then if our 78-year-old female lives another 10 years to age 88, you have overpaid right around $12,000 on a $25,000 plan. So you got to ask yourself, is it worth overpaying, like with a company like Lincoln Heritage, overpaying after 10 years, $12,000? Do you think it's worth $12,000 for a company to make 2 or 3 phone calls and maybe do a couple other things that only takes an hour or so and pay them extra $12,000? Most people would say that's like crazy expensive. We would tend to agree. We just recommend you don't do that. You go with a lower price company and keep that $12,000 in your bank account and not give it to an insurance company. And what we do to help you kind of do that but get the same benefit is we get you the lower price, but then we also have a free funeral and estate planning guide. You can download that on our website, and then you print it out, and then once it's printed out, you just fill it out. You say who gets what and what goes where and what you want done after you're gone. And then once that's completed, you keep it with your insurance policy. And now when you pass away, your family members go to that one place, and they're going to know they're not only protected financially with the insurance policy, but emotionally with the funeral and estate planning guide. And they will know that, You know, all they'll need to do is just open up the funeral and estate planning guide and start reading, and they'll know exactly what to do. And they will have such peace of mind knowing that they're exactly executing your wishes. So what a wonderful gift that you not only protected them financially, but emotionally. And they'll know that you love them not only in life, but you actually love them in death too. And you knew they would need that one last time that you could protect them in death, and you took care of that for them. What a wonderful legacy to leave behind. So we can help you with that legacy. Just reach out to us. We've got a special quarter for our YouTube visitors, funeralfunds.com/YouTube. We've got a quarter there where you can get the best rates and find the best companies. It's really terrific. Take advantage of that. We've got our toll-free number, 888-862-9456. Just call us. One of our licensed agents can help you out. And, you know, if you've got an existing policy and you want us to price shop it just to make sure you got the best deal, or you want to add coverage to that policy, let us know. We can help you out with that. Also, if you need a brand new policy or just have questions about what you might qualify for, what might be appropriate, we can help you out with that. But we really look forward to that day when we can help you get the most amount of coverage for the least amount of money. We will be blessed to help you with this at some point in the future. Until that day comes, you stay safe, you take care, you have a nice day. Bye-bye.